Right, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. So I'm going to show you today, do a bit of a tour of my houseplants, and I've got a bit of a new setup in the living room, where I've got the majority of my plants now on one big shelf. So I'll show that. It's only temporary, but it feels good having a lot of my plants in one place. But again, some of my plants are still spread throughout the house, so they're in different rooms. So I'll show those as well. And we're in the bathroom right now, so I may as well start with the plants that are here. I'm pretty sure I've shown these recently, but I'll just do it again because I want to get everything as much as I can in this one video. A few of my plants are still at my parents' house, but I'll show you what I've got here. Right, okay, so I have one of my ferns. It actually is my only fern. I don't know why I'm saying one of. It has like paint splatters on and the paint is not finished. So whatever you see is gonna be like unfinished corners and stuff. But anyway, this is not, it's not really growing. Not that I'd expect it to be like flourishing right now, but this has always done really well. And I've actually had to take a couple of the tips off. I think because they were touching the window and we've had some really cold weather here this winter. So I think it's just not enjoying that. And yeah, you can see like that's never happened before. So I think it is the cold. This is new growth, but it's very, very, very slow. So it's doing all right. I do probably need to water it, to be honest. But I love that one and it's always looking really well. This is a east facing window? No, west facing window. So it gets not much light because there's some big trees out the back, which block the light from this window. Anyway, so that's another reason as to why I think it's not growing very quickly. My Scindapsus here. This is the Trebby. This is the one that, if you guys remember, it was on my desk. I don't know if you guys will remember actually, because I don't know when I last actually recorded it. But it's doing okay, but again, like it's getting a bit yellow. I think partially due to the cold and the fact that we get very low light here. But to be fair, it was in a pretty low light situation in my other bedroom. So yeah, it's doing okay. I'm looking forward to some warmer weather so that we can get some growth and for it to get a bit healthier again. But yeah, it's not too bad. And then this Sansevieria is my partner's and it's very nice. Right, and you guys will know this one if you are regular viewers. This is my huge Hoya Polyneura. It's doing really well. It hasn't grown any new shoots since moving. As you guys know, it did flower, but yeah, no new growth as of yet, but it's not getting as much light as it used to. So I suspect that's partly to do with it, and because it's a lot colder in this house than it was in my parents' house. This is my Hoya pubicalyx. This is the red Hawaiian sunset, Hawaiian purple. Here we go. These new leaves coming through are coming through very deep red, and then they then turn quite black. So yeah, at least it's growing. There's some new growth, and I did put it up on its stick, on its cane again, because it always had a cane, and then I took it out when I moved, and then it was like just laying across this dirty windowsill, but now it's sticking up again. right, and then up here we have my Hoya Crimson Princess. This is the Hoya Carnosa Crimson Princess, and it is doing the same. Nothing's really changed with this one. Yeah, but it's looking really good. It's super healthy still. A lot of like growing tips that aren't actually growing at the moment. This stem here is actually reverted, so this is like just a Hoya Carnosa growing here. And I will cut that off at some point, but not yet. I'm just going to leave it for a bit. Yeah, but it's doing pretty good. Right, and down here I've got some Drosera spatulatas, which are not looking too good. I mean, they're healthy, they just don't have their dew on them. It would help to put these in a terrarium potentially, like put like a lid over it. And then I've got some pinguiculus here. I don't know the variety of these ones because they lost their label a long time ago, but they're actually starting to flower. I don't know if you can see that. There's a couple of flowers coming up. Yeah, you can see that there. So they're doing all right. They look a bit sun-starved, but this window does not get much direct, well, it doesn't get any direct sun. Yeah, it does, just not very much. But yeah, there's those. Right, and here I have my ZZ Raven, looking very good. Yeah, always looks nice. So not too much to say on that. But yeah, I'm gonna water it a lot more this year because last year I probably watered it twice. And hope that it fills out quite a bit more. But yeah, it's looking nice. I like that. Happy with that one. Right, and this is the shelving system I have here. This is temporary, and yeah, like we're in between decorating, so just keep your eyes off of the bad paint jobs. Right, plants only. Okay, so where to start? My giant Spathiphyllum, this is the Spathiphyllum Sensation, and it has 2 new leaves coming through, but because it's been so cold, they just are not coming through very happy. So I moved them into this room, which is a lot warmer. So hopefully now they'll start growing a bit better. And this actually does get direct sun. This gets the morning sun. So hopefully now that'll start to do a bit better. Right, I've got an Oncidium back there, which is looking the same. Oops, yeah, he's doing fine. A Sansevieria Moonshine. I've got a Mosaic Aloe there. It's not looking that great, and it hasn't for a very long time, but hopefully it will start picking up a bit. My Ceropegia Woodii Variegated. This one is like, I keep cutting it back, or I won't water it for a long time. It will basically die off completely, and then I'll like water it again, it'll regrow. So here I've got a Philodendron Lime, or Lemon Lime. It's really pretty, I really do love that one. I'm looking forward to it growing a bit bigger because it's such a nice colour. Right, we've got this really small Philodendron Brazil. I couldn't remember the name of this for a second, but I think there is a growth. I actually have not looked in here to see what's going on down there, but this was gifted to me from someone. You know what, I'm not going to look. I think I maybe need to dig it out so that the node is at the surface so that it doesn't have any trouble growing through, but I'm sure it'll be fine anyway. I have this Sansevieria. This is like kind of a new one for me. It was very, very, very dry, and now it's very, very wet. But it's in that pot. It's looking all right. It is very humid in here, but that's because we have our like a heated dryer in this room, so that's why. Oh wow, look at the color on there. This is Tradescantia zebrina. It's looking all right. I was gonna give it a chop and put some of it back in the main pot to try and thicken it out. This is a a Hoya Polyneura, but it's the different variety. It's I can't remember the variety name off the top of my head. I'll put it on screen, but it's growing. There's 2 cuttings in there, and it's growing. I want to say it's like Broget, something like that. I don't know. But these leaves are coming through like super pale, so I'm interested to see how they mature. Then in these pots, we've just got some regular Hoya Polyneura and another Hoya Polyneura there. And the pots are really dusty from all the work we are trying to do on the house. Right, down here we've got a mix of things. We have a nice Aglaonema in the corner there. That did have 2 in there, but one of them died off, and I feel like this one's probably going to follow shortly. yeah, not very good at growing those in soil. I mean, I don't have much experience of those in soil anyway. But yeah, 2 more Hoya polynuras in these little pots here. If you guys are interested in what these are, like the whole little setup, I have done a video on propagating Hoya polynuras if you want to go find that on my channel. Next to that, we've got my Scindapsus pictus. This is another Trebi, and this is my original Trebi, so it is super, super, super long. Really mature, really nice. And I've had that one literally forever. That was one of the first houseplants I got when I started collecting houseplants. Next to that, we've got my, not looking very good, but it's my Epipremnum Cebu Blue. This leaf is dying off, and this one's looking kind of pale as well, so I want to fertilize it, but I've got it in pon, and I'm just seeing how it goes. I transferred it to pon about maybe a month ago, because I overwatered it. And yeah, so I've put it in there to hopefully it recovers. Well, it has recovered, it's fine. It's just going for a bit of a situation. Right, speaking of situations, this is my Chlorophytum Bonnie. I did leave this at my parents' house, and so I hadn't watered it. So the foliage mostly died off, but I cut it all back and it is growing back very quickly. I only cut this like yesterday, so surprise, like, believe it or not, this is, yeah, like it's grown from there to there in like a day and a half, I think, unless it's been 2 days, but either way, that's a very short period of time. Right, here I've got a Hoya. This is, oh god, what are the names of these guys? Hoya Waiatii. This is the tricolour. Just a single stem in there. Oops, let's not have that in the water. And then here we've got a not looking too good, very dry looking Hoya, Hoya something splash. I don't know the name. And then I've got a Sansevieria here, which is not looking too good. It's very dry, but I've watered it, and now I'm worried it's gonna sit too damp for too long, but we will see how that goes. Right, over here I've got my variegated Spathiphyllum, which is doing really well. I'm gonna pot it into a bigger pot because it's just a bit too small in there, but it's still flowering, still very pretty. Right, in this little container I recently did a video on this. So we have some Ficus quercifolia, some Mind Your Own Business, I can't remember the Latin, and then I just propagated some Fittonia. This is the mosaic skeleton, and I've just cut that maybe 20 minutes ago. So I've just got those in here, hoping that they root quite nicely. That's from my plants that are in my propagation box. Right, next to that I have lots and lots of pygmy sundews. This is Gemier. I only sowed that yesterday, so none of them are growing yet, but you can just see the Gemier in there, the green specks. Then here we've got some begonias. These are some of my begonia propagations. Well, I propagated them, but they are quite large now. So up first we have a begonia. This is which one is this? Helen Tupel. You can see the beautiful colour and the iridescence on the leaves. Looking really nice. That one's just in a little 6cm pot, but it's doing really well. Then I have a green Sumatra, or Sumatra green, which is in a slightly bigger pot, and it's doing really well. That's beautiful, I love that one. And then I have 2 breakdances, begonia breakdance. The smaller one here, which is just growing so well. They're both growing really well. That one's in a 9 centimeter pot, and that one's in a 6 centimeter pot. Then I have a small Tradescantia here, which I've just cut up about 20 minutes ago as well. So this plant is the rooted one, and then I just cut the top off, and I've made 2 more cuttings out of it to try and make a nicer plant. Right, up next, I've got my gorgeous Hoya macrophylla. This is the variegata, and we finally have growth. Finally, quite a lot of new growth. Well, a lot for my standards with the macrophylla. We've got 2 lovely new leaves come through. There was actually, this leaf is new as well, but it's not grown very big, but I'm happy that it's grown. These 2, however, look a lot more promising because I think this one's going to get quite big. And I'm glad that it's finally vining. I've actually didn't notice that until now, so that's really cool. Yeah, but if you guys have been around on my channel for a while, you'll know that I've had really bad luck with the macrophyllas. But this one I've actually managed to keep alive. You can see that there's a few stems in here that have died. And I'd love to be able to tell you why, but I hate saying that it was like the transition through the postage and stuff, because like a lot of the time I feel like that doesn't really make sense. But I feel like that's the only cause of it really, of the dead bits. But other than that, it's looking really good. And I'm scared to repot it because I don't want it to decline. Right, then here I have my Philodendron melanochrysum. Looks exactly the same as it always has. This leaf, huge, really pretty. There is a new leaf coming through, but it's had a bit of trouble because it's been so cold. I did have this in one of the back rooms, but I've brought this into the front room now, so it's a lot warmer in here, which is better. Then next up, I have this giant begonia. Oh God. This huge begonia. I don't have the name of this one. Let me move some of these plants. Look at the size of it. It is just huge and it's beautiful. There's so much growth coming through, and is there flowers as well? Yep, there's some flowers coming too. I'm just wondering whether there might be. And there is. So yeah, this one's like doing really well. Doesn't seem like it needs super high humidity. I say that, it's literally 82% humidity in here, so no, but this one's been doing really well, and I just love the colors of that. It's just like this rusty tone with then like a limey mustardy green, and that is just beautiful. It is huge. I wouldn't mind if it was a little bit smaller, but I feel like that's such a ridiculous thing to say. When something's doing so well, you don't wish for it to be less. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with that. Huge. Right, and then here's a quick look inside the propagation box. I do have a fair few videos on my channel of this propagation box, so if you do want to see more videos, then go check it out. But just a quick overlook, I've got a Philodendron hastatum, I've got a Syngonium alba down there. This is a Helen Tupel, I believe. Some Scindapsus. That one is Marble Queen. Some more begonia. This is the Green Sumatra. I've got some propagations of that giant begonia I just showed you. I've got a couple in here actually. There's one down there, not grown yet. That one is growing nicely. Oops. Down there and down there also. What else do we have? We have a Scindapsus pictus. I took a cutting of that one because the leaves were like mostly silver. So I took a cut in because I thought I'd like to grow that and see if I can get a whole pot of, you know, like majority silver. Monstera adansonii, which is hitting the roof and not unfurling properly. And then behind that, I've got some begonia griffin propagations. What else do we have in here? There's some chlorophytums throughout. That's a begonia breakdance down there. So we've got some ZZ ravens just spotted throughout, like over there. There is a Hoya crimson queen, some Photonia, mosaic skeleton. What else do we have? I love this box because it's like an adventure every time I look into it. There are some Aglaonema cuttings in there too. Yeah, you can just see one down in the center of the screen there, but they haven't yet grown up any leaves. Another Hoya down there. There's another Hoya through there. Anyway, yeah, this is just super successful, and I've got a lot of videos about this propagation box on my channel and how to set them up. If you are interested, definitely go check it out because they are really good. Like, a lot of my begonias, the parent plants, I lost, and I only now have them still because I took propagations of them and have kept them in here, and it's just like, I'm so grateful for this container. Right, so that was like a partial tour of my plants. That was, I'd say, like maybe 75 to 80% of my plants. There are more in the other room, but I'm gonna do those in a different video because it would just suit me better to do that right now. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed, and it feels really good to have a lot of my plants in one space now with the shelves. Yeah, long term I'd like to get some different shelves, like some nicer ones, but we are redoing this entire room, so that is like on the back burner for now. That's like less of a priority. Yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite was. What else? Yeah, I think I'm gonna start getting a couple more begonias in the soon future, and I want to get some alocasias, but I want to wait for the weather to warm up for my alocasias because I'm having a bit of trouble with my other alocasias, and I think it's just because they're so cold. I should probably move them into this room, although I've got them in a heated propagator at the moment. So anyway, yeah, we'll save that for another video. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.